Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here bringing you guys another vlog. So, I was gonna make a video the first time the Pacers played the San Antonio Spurs, but I figured let me wait because they played them twice in the course of like 3 or 4 days. So, I was like, let me just wait. Let me wait and see what happens. We lost the first game, but the second game was a blowout. This game wasn't even close. It was 136-98. Great bounce back after the loss on Thursday. This game was actually really, really good. Tyrese Halliburton was Tyrese Halliburton in this game. Tyrese Halliburton had 28 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 11 of 17 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3, had 2 steals and 2 blocks with only 1 turnover and 1 personal foul. Tyrese Halliburton was first team All-NBA this game. Thank God. Pascal Siakam played really well, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 10 of 18 from the field, had 2 steals and 3 blocks. Ben Mathurin didn't play well this game, but played well the game before. Myles Turner played like hot garbage, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 12 from the field, and 2 of 7 from 3. Had 3 blocks and 1 steal, but didn't have the greatest game from the field. And Andrew Nembhard was, actually in triple-double territory in this game. He had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Aaron Nesmith had a decent game, coming back. He got 20 minutes in this game, actually. Had 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Obi Toppin, 3 of 8, 1 of 4 from 3. Not one of his better games. He had 7 points and 5 rebounds. Thomas Bryant was very good, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Shot 4 of 6 from the field and had 3 steals. That's really good for him. Everybody else got basically garbage time minutes. Jarris Walker only played 4 minutes. Ben Shepherd played 18 minutes and didn't have a single point. That's not really good. Shot 0 of 3 from the field. Didn't make a single basket. But nonetheless, we did win this game. On the other team, notable players were Harrison Barnes, scoring 25 points, had 7 rebounds and 1 assist. And Victor Wembanyama only had 20 points this game instead of 30+, and 12 rebounds, 2 assists. And Wemby actually only had 1 block and 2 steals. So yeah, really, really good game from the Pacers today. I will say this, it feels like we're officially out of whatever slump we were in. With this game, going into this game, we were 5th in the... Yeah, we were 5th in the NBA, so we should be 25-20. We're still in 5th place after this game, but I want to talk about a couple things. I didn't get to see a whole hell of a lot from this game. I do know Tyrese Halliburton had some pretty crazy assists. Myles Turner was not good. Pascal Siakam was Pascal Siakam. But this team feels like, we're finally getting back to being fully healthy. Aaron Nesmith is back, which is a big deal, I think. We still don't have James Wiseman. We still don't have Isaiah Jackson. I'm of the impression at this point that Isaiah Jackson will not be returning next year. Thomas Bryant has just been playing so fucking well that I really feel like they're just going to let Isaiah Jackson walk. There have been some rumors. I do want to address some things in this video. The first being with Myles Turner. There was a report came out from the Indy Pacer on Twitter, citing their source from, I believe, Bleacher Report Live, that apparently Myles Turner is seeking $30 million a year, and the Pacers are not really expected to pay him $30 million a year. And so far, it seems like the community's been very mixed on this. There's some people who are like, good riddance, and then there's other people who think he's the greatest center in the fucking league. I'm just going to say this, okay? Somebody brought up a very good comment on the True Indiana Pacers fans page. This tweet did get shared in there, and a guy by the name of Chris Green, who I generally disagree with for the most part. A lot of his takes feel very, I don't know, they're very stern, and it feels like they're very concrete and sometimes don't make much sense at all, if I'm being honest with you. But he said something I did agree with for like the first time ever, and that's the idea that Thomas Bryant could put up the same numbers as Myles Turner with starter minutes, and the per 36 numbers actually support that. And actually, the per 36 numbers for Bryant, I do believe, are better than Myles Turner's starter minutes. So, it's really not hard to see that the team might want to go in that direction. Thomas Bryant has been very good for the Pacers since he got here. He's a guy I firmly believed in a long time ago, about 2 years ago now, as a guy that could come in and, if he's not a starter, provide valuable bench minutes, and that's what he's done. Thomas Bryant has been a diamond in the rough for us, I think you could say. And that's the thing, man. It's crazy. Alex Golden had a guy in his replies on Twitter saying that Kevin Pritchard's a horrible GM. Like, this team's not going anywhere. They're not going to win a championship this year, next year, or anytime in the foreseeable future. And I think to myself, man, there's a lot of places you could place blame on this team for why maybe they didn't get off to the start that we wanted to, or, Tyrese Halliburton's been playing bad. You could even point to Rick Carlisle, right? Like, for the start of the season until they really finally got their shit together on defense. But out of all the places you could place blame, Kevin Pritchard was like the last guy that came to my fucking mind. Okay? We traded for Thomas Bryant for a second round pick. Okay, we traded for Obi Toppin for legitimately 2 fucking 9th graders right now. Okay, we traded, who else? Bruce Brown, 3 first-round picks, and Jordan Nwora for Pascal Siakam. He drafted Andrew Nembhard in the 2nd round. Okay, he drafted Ben Mathurin. He drafted Jarris Walker, who is finally looking like he's starting to come into his own. Okay, he drafted Ben Shepherd. Ben Shepherd's a solid player. Like, out of all the places that you could place blame, okay, Kevin Pritchard is probably the guy at the very bottom of the fucking list. And, like, it's ridiculous to me, man, how, like, everybody's not happy with everybody, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've said things in the past about, like Andrew Nembhard, right? Last year, I made a video saying that Andrew Nembhard is fucking terrible. Okay, that was a video that blew up, right? It was a video that got way more views than I expected it to in the course of a 48-hour period, right? But the reason I thought that is because he was finally getting starter minutes. This was like right after Rick made him a starter. And I was watching this dude just hijack the fucking offense and just, try to do isolation moves and ice the fucking game. And it was not working for like the whole, at least a good 10 to 15 games. And I was of the impression that Andrew Nembhard sucked. I was like, I don't mind a young guy getting put in the position to succeed, but he was legitimately hijacking the offense, taking the last second shots, trying to win the games for us, and I was like, bro, like, I understand we like Andrew Nembhard as a prospect, but to me, I was like, yo, why is he getting, why is he getting opportunity that I'd rather have Ben Mathurin have, or Tyrese Halliburton have, or Pascal Siakam, right? Like, that was the thing in my mind. I was like, why is he getting opportunity that somebody else should rightfully be getting? And sure enough, as time went on, getting that experience actually helped us win a playoff game against the Knicks. So, I can't say that we're all right 100% of the time, but it's just, to me, we're very clearly still a team that is building, okay? I understand we went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and to some people, winning a championship is the thing you go for every year. And yes, it's how you start out every year. Every team, even the fucking Washington Wizards, okay, started out this season saying, we're going to win a championship, okay? Because everybody's record is 0-0. But the thing is, okay, to think that all the time, okay, like by the time the 15th or, by the time you get about 20, 25 games into the season, you pretty much know what you got, okay? Yeah, the Pacers around the 25 game mark started turning it around and so far have been pretty good, but it's just the idea. A quarter of the way through the season, you generally know what you have, and you generally know if your team has the ability to compete this year or not. I would argue we're probably a second round team, but to act like it's Kevin Pritchard's fault that we have young guys on our team that are still finding their footing in the NBA and that we don't have a fucking Victor Wembanyama on our team, right? Like, suddenly that's Kevin Pritchard's fault. You have to understand also, right? The reason we even got Benedict Mathurin is because we were just that bad, okay? We were still trying to win games, but can you imagine if we had tanked? Like, it seems like fans are not happy no matter what happens sometimes, and I just think to myself, like, okay, well, would you have been happier if we just tanked, like, completely tanked? Because I would have, to be honest with you. I'd have been perfectly happy if we just fucking tanked. But it's just the idea, you have fans that are never tankers, and you have fans like me who think tanking has a purpose in the NBA. But the thing is, the GM never does what the owner doesn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the owner doesn't want us to tank, we're not going to tank. If the owner wants us to go out and make a big splash, we're going to go out and make a big splash. If the owner wants us to keep the team exactly the way it fucking is, we're going to keep the team exactly the way it fucking is. Okay? Like, yeah, Kevin Pritchard is the president of basketball operations, but you have to understand, he does also have to listen to Herb Simon. So, you can blame Kevin Pritchard all you want, but ownership, it has a bigger role in why teams are good or why teams are bad than I feel like a lot of us would like to admit. Look at the Cowboys. Look at the Phoenix Suns. Look at the Washington Wizards, who have been bad for what feels like forever, for most of my life. The last time they were good was like, what, the Gilbert Arenas era with Antoine Jameson and Caron Butler? I mean, look at, what's another team we can look at? The Knicks for a very long time. The Sacramento Kings right now. The Sacramento Kings ownership, whoever owns the Sacramento Kings should literally just fucking sell it. Because it would appear as if nobody wants to play there. Even De'Aaron Fox. So, you can blame the front office. But, and you're entitled to that opinion. But I'm going to tell you what I tell everyone else. You would be entitled to your own opinion, even if it's wrong. Because, I'm sorry, Kevin Pritchard's not the place I look to place blame for why the team is not performing up to whatever expectation. I think, personally, the team is doing fine. I do not want to trade Obi Toppin. If we have to trade Aaron Nesmith, then it better be for something really good and not Cameron Johnson. Okay, a guy who plays on average 52 games a fucking year. He's a good player. Do I think he's Indiana Pacers material, though? No, I don't. I just don't. Sorry, I don't. I understand we want size, and it's very rare that you see a wing in free agency or a good wing that somebody's willing to trade. I get all that, right? I understand that. But my problem with trading for Cameron Johnson is it really doesn't fix our salary cap issue. And at the same time, he's injured all the time. And also trading for him, I don't feel like puts us in like the championship bracket unless the dude magically starts playing more games than he has ever before in his career. So, actually, it would make more sense at the current point in time, to me, for the Phoenix Suns to trade for him and get rid of Jusuf Nurkic, considering they don't want Jusuf Nurkic anymore. But my problem with trading for Cameron Johnson is that it feels like a desperation move when we're not in a desperation situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Like, let's just be real about the Pacers for a moment, okay? The Boston Celtics are a motherfucker, okay? They are a very good team. In fact, we had this conversation in the Discord, I think about a week or two ago, and that was, do you think the Boston Celtics could be the first team since Shaq and Kobe to three-peat? And my answer was yes, because they are that good. They're deep, they play defense, and they have two guys on their team that are arguably superstar players in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. We know Jason Tatum's a superstar, okay? Jaylen Brown is one of the top 15 players in the league. I would argue he's getting into that conversation of top 10. We don't really have that. You know what I'm saying? We got depth. I'm not going to lie. We can ball with them. Okay? I'm not going to go out there and say we can't hold our own against them because I think we can. However, okay, that bench is fucking loaded. That team is fucking loaded. So, even if we don't win this year, I don't consider this year to be a failure. Because, I'm going to be honest, I think we have the chance to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm looking at Cleveland. Okay, I look how we played against Cleveland. I look how the Knicks are. The Knicks are a team that are just struggling with depth. The 76ers, maybe they'll be a play-in team. But even them, they don't have a lot of depth. So, like, really, we're an okay team with a lot of great bench depth at this point, right? And sometimes that's enough to get you all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. When it comes to the playoffs, you need to play defense and you need to have bench depth. And we're at a point now where it looks like we're starting to do both. So, you know what? I'm not super annoyed, but it's just the idea. If, for example, if Myles Turner doesn't come back, could it hurt the team? Yeah. Will it hurt the team as much as people think? Probably not. Like, I'm just going to call it what it is. Like, I know a lot of people think Myles Turner's numbers are not replaceable. They definitely are. Okay? Like, yeah, he's one of the better centers in the league. But it's just the idea. I've seen a lot of guys get drafted who I think, have a lot of more upside, have a higher ceiling, and develop a lot faster than Myles Turner has. Now, Myles Turner has been good this year. I'm going to call it. Myles Turner's been good this year. But, I just think for $30 million a year, I just think you could re-sign Thomas Bryant and maybe find somebody in free agency as a backup center if James Wiseman isn't, able to come back. I don't think we're bringing back Isaiah Jackson. I just don't. But I think you could get away with Thomas Bryant as your starting center and be okay. It's not the end of the world. And that's the thing. Like, the team is looking for some salary cap fluctuation, right? This is something I want fans to start paying attention to. If you're a Pacers fan, I want you to start paying attention to Thomas Bryant, how he plays, and how he fits in the system. Because he is essentially a great value Myles Turner. And if you gave him, I think he's a better rebounder than Myles Turner by a fucking country mile. I don't even think that's close. Does he block shots as well as Myles Turner? No. But I do think he's a better one-on-one defender than Myles Turner. As far as putting a body on a guy and really making them earn their fucking shots, like as far as just contesting shots as a whole, I think he's better than Myles Turner. He can step out and shoot the three. He's a better rebounder. I think he's better about how he uses his body to get open and stuff like that. I think he's better at setting screens than Myles Turner as well. There's a lot of things that Thomas Bryant does well. And I truly believe that if Myles Turner enters free agency, which he has to, okay, we really have no control over that situation. All right? We have no control over it. He has to enter free agency. If Myles Turner is to do that, and he goes to another team, and we bring back Thomas Bryant, well, you're just going to have to fucking live with it anyway. So, I personally, my honest opinion, I think getting rid of Myles Turner and keeping Thomas Bryant is not the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world that everybody's trying to make it out to be like, oh, well, Myles Turner is leaps and bounds better than Thomas Bryant. I really don't think he is. Like, I'm sorry, I know I'm the Myles hater in Pacers YouTube, okay, but for years I've thought this motherfucker is overrated, and I still, even though he has gotten a lot better the past 2 years, I still don't think he's a guy that you should go out of your way and put yourself into salary cap space hell, like you're already there anyway, just to retain a guy who, one game will come out and give you 20 and 12, and then the next game come out and give you a game like he had today against San Antonio, 14 and 2, and shoot 4 or 12 from the field, 2 or 7 from 3. That's my problem with it. He's not consistent enough for me to get behind him. He has certain games he comes out and he's fucking amazing. Then the very next game he comes out and he's horrible. So, I don't know, man. You know what? Like, the community is incredibly divided when it comes to Myles Turner. That much is true. But at the end of the day, I think the Pacers can live without him. So, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.